Ciao, welcome back to Geriatric Alpha Runt Productions. I am your host, GARP, here on YouTube. GARP is actually an acronym for Geriatric Alpha Runt Productions, in case you're wondering where I got that name from. Did you ever happen to see the movie in the 80s, GARP?
I did
The
not.
World According to GARP?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it was a Robin Williams movie.
Okay. Yeah.
So I love to always talk with my friends about business and the things that they do. And ironically, you and I have got a chance to do some business here over the last couple of months where I, of course, I like to always promote my own business, tell you that I have a construction company here in Austin called Austin Estate Gate, and we do access control. We do automatic gate systems at commercial properties like apartment buildings and communities, and then, of course, at large homes, thus the name Austin Estate Gate. We prefer to really work residential with discerning clientele that are concerned about security. And got a chance to find out that you work in real estate in some capacity. Please tell us about your business.
Yeah. No. So not my business.
Okay.
So I do asset management for a tax credit multifamily developer. So they develop apartment complexes, usually like 50 to 100 units. We have a few in Austin, and then they receive tax credits because they set rents at a certain level to make the housing affordable for people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
And
yeah, you guys were out at one of those properties and fixed one of our kind of gates.
A
for us.
walk gate,
Yeah.
which is an access control for like probably the hallways or something like that. So working low income, is that like a hot market in Austin, or because definitely have some of that need?
Yeah, there's definitely a need for it. Right now, Austin has like a abundance of apartment supply, and so it's kind of a difficult time as far as like occupancies
right.
go, which affects cash flow, of course. But
But being in that niche, then, are you guys able to possibly capitalize on all these vacancies and turn some of the properties that weren't into, or is that just trying to make it easy in my own head?
Well, the company that I'm with develops, so they do construction from the ground up, and so right now it's just a time thing. We just need time to people to move into the units that were built over the last few years. Just they've been stockpiled, and I mean, if you drive through, you've seen them all over the place. All the constructions, even in Lakeway, right? You see apartments going up everywhere.
I mean, it seems like they're building quite a bit. I mean, it has slowed down though, right?
Quite a bit, yeah.
And I kind of went over this with some previous guests and stuff, but the rates, the Fed, when they lower rates, that's not lowering mortgage rates.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have some relation. I mean, when the Fed lowers rates, that's good for mortgage rates. Is that correct?
It is, and I don't work too much on that side of it. But yeah, I mean, there's some correlation there. So I work a lot in like business optimization.
Okay.
So like helping with the operations of the property and making sure that those are running as well as they can be.
Okay, and do you find that there is an abundance of vendors out there, or are you limited because of insurance reasons? And because nowadays for us vendors, so to speak, there's like all these different websites, Compliance Depot and, RealPage and this and that and Vendor Cafe. And basically you've got to go sign up and, pay your money, that's fine. I mean, sign up. But then each property that signs up through this website has a fee, and then they basically streamline all the insurance which allows you then to be a chosen vendor. And for us, it's a little bit of a niche because we have the insurance and we have the ability to jump through their hoops and pass their protocols to become a chosen vendor, which I guess a lot of companies either lack the insurance or the intelligence to fill out the forms. I don't know. But I hear a lot that there's a limit. Like they're very limited on who their vendors are. So do you find that to be the case, or is there an abundance of vendors in Austin?
It probably depends on like is it a plumbing, electrical, like what type it is. Fine, I think it's always difficult to find good like contractors, right? Like just people that will show up. That's always difficult.
For sure.
And then people who will jump through the hoops to go and get, registered through those sites. The pool gets smaller.
Right.
Definitely.
For sure. It's definitely a niche because, I mean, sometimes it's like we even hear people say that, we have to choose you. You're the only one in the system or whatnot. And we're like happy to hear that because, I mean, like it that way. With all the various areas that people work in, there's a lot of different insurance requirements. It's like we find that our insurance is passed by like 80% of the property managers, so to speak, that are asking for it. But there's always like 20% who are like, oh, your umbrella needs to be 3 million, and we'll end up passing on work because it's just not financially prudent for us to take on another $1,000 a month of extra insurance for this one customer who's not going to even give us $1,000 a month. So that whole insurance thing, it becomes a little bit almost confusing. I have so many insurance policies. I know that you're involved in insurance. Maybe this is a good segue for you to tell us about what you do in insurance.
Sure. Yeah, so outside of the asset management that I do, I have kind of my side project, which is totally nerdy, but insurance work. So that's what my other hobby outside of jiu-jitsu. But my background is insurance. In Michigan, I owned an agency for 14 years before we moved to Texas when I had sold it, and then just started one up from scratch. And so maybe half.
What type of insurance are we talking about?
So like half is business, like small contractors, and then the other half would be like home and auto insurance. I just insure maybe a few neighborhoods around where I live.
Wow. Okay. I see. And I didn't even know that. So do you do life insurance also, or?
A little bit. I did a lot in Michigan. Now I'm focused mainly on like property casualty insurance, but I do some life insurance.
I mean, I have so many insurance policies that it's just it's overwhelming. It's good to know that you do that because at some point, I mean, sometimes I think I just leave stuff in places because it's easier that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But insurance has so many regulations and things like that, so I can assume that you've are you licensed possibly also through the SEC as like a Series 6, Series 7 person, or is that?
I don't need to be because I don't work with investments.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just have my Texas like property casualty life insurance licenses.
And how is the car insurance market? Has that changed much over the years? I really don't hear much about the car insurance market.
Car insurance has been pretty stable. Mm-hmm. I think, especially the last maybe 2 years. So coming right out of COVID, everything was pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of increases, but then auto insurance definitely stabilized the last 2, maybe even 3 years. Where this year I've seen some policies even going down a little bit, staying even or going down. It's the home insurance side that has continued. Cost has continued to increase quite a bit.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine. As far as insurance goes, what are like some of the determining factors and why insurance goes up. Like we always hear like, oh, I don't want to report this to my insurance because it's going to make my rates go up. For instance, if you get in a little fender bender, is it best to like act like we did in 1978 and not report it to your insurance and give this guy $2,000 so your insurance doesn't get dinged?
Potentially.
Okay.
So just I usually set out like, hey, anything under $1,000 you should take care of.
Okay. Well, see, that's kind of what I was looking for, some sort of like a little pearl of wisdom like that.
Probably not worth making a claim on it if it's under $1,000. And I like to set, especially on auto insurance, I just take $1,000 deductibles. That's what I do. I just $1,000 deductibles. If I get maybe another 1,000, I'd probably submit a claim at that point. But yeah, you should just eat the first 1,000. Yeah.
Does it make any sense to get insurance on a rental car?
In some cases, yes. So your auto insurance, if you have like comprehensive and collision, like a normal like auto policy, your coverages will extend to a rental car. What is not covered is loss of use. So like if you're enterprise and I wreck your car and you can't use it for 2 weeks, there's a loss that you have of not being able to rent that vehicle out.
Okay.
They can charge you for that.
So if I have a comprehensive collision policy already, which of course I do, I'm wasting my money by getting the insurance.
Well,
no.
Physical damage, yes, your policy would cover that.
But then that
the
period,
loss of use,
you just said
you'd wanna
that.
pick
Okay,
that up.
okay, interesting. All right, so then there is something there, especially if you're paying for the rental car on a business anyway.
I usually buy the insurance on it.
Okay, you do.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That's kind of what I was looking for, any little pearl of wisdom like that. As far as you now having so many kids that are going to end up driving, and I'm going to have one driving at some point here, there's no way around that, right? I mean, that's just going to be like when you start having 16-year-olds on your policy, it's going to get costly. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, mine's not too far away. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. Like,
there's no little
kids are more risky.
File them as a non-driver, but only an emergency. I don't know. Okay. I had another question in my head, a little cute question about insurance, and it slipped my mind here on the spot. I worked in insurance for a very short time out of college. When I was trying to become a stockbroker, they had us get an insurance license also. They were trying to work us towards a CFP program. And of course, being like a 22-year-old kid, who the hell do I think, honestly, I mean, if I have to call it real, they hired a lot of young college grads who had ties to either family or just other people who were potential clients. So they're looking for friends and family, because at 22, you just lack the social circles to ever sell insurance and investments. I mean, it was probably great sales experience, but I only lasted there for a year and a half, and I ended up, getting all kinds of licensing. They had me to jump through all kinds of hoops and do stuff that I never ended up doing anymore. Learned a lot though of just respect for all the credits and the things, because isn't it a constant thing in insurance where they require you to up your licensing or you stay current?
Continuing education.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, those kind of, almost it reminds me of nursing or something, where they're constantly hounding you to take tests and do things like that. Okay, well, listen, this has been a good 15-minute section on different career stuff. Hopefully you got something out of that one. Please like, subscribe, and share this content, and we'll be back with a section 3 to close out this episode 14. Thank you very much.